show is let me be real time on my right hand side. Let me kick it off. It's only kind of right. Let's give her a round of applause.
Good night. Good night.
And a little Mr. Marknet, let's give Mr. Marknet something.
Good night.
Come out in the green, green top today.
Good night.
Yeah.
And then all I might just see this familiar face from a show some time back. Her name is Sarana. Well, let's give Sarana a round of applause. I know I heard some Sarana sing. Where's it like Johnny T?
Correct.
Hey, she's married now. Her
Put
name is
the man in
Johnny
his
T.
place.
Yes.
Johnny T.
Correct, right? And then all I know, we have Miss Eva Delaney also. So let's give Eva a round of applause.
Good night, Facebook, good night, YouTube. Welcome, guys, to the Real Talk Show. And yet, we are here again for another live show, an awesome show as usual. It might be something deep, but at the end of the show, you always have something to take away, right? So make sure and stay tuned. Begin to share from now. Share like crazy, all right? Especially on Facebook, because on Facebook, once you comment, you can qualify to win one of our great prizes. So tonight, we have a special something here. This is our One Voice Unrestrained. Yes, okay, and this is hosted by, well, not hosted, but it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's a program that is
It's being hosted by one of the members.
but it's not hosted. Anyway, yeah.
By one
Okay,
of the
so it's from
members.
Krista Gordon, guys, a really awesome, beautiful, lovely lady of God. And she is hosting an event where we have a whole set of awesome artists from Trinidad. Give me some of the artists, guys. We have even spoken
Fahrenheit.
word. We have Fahrenheit, I believe Curtis Jordan. We have Lifa. We don't have Chris Jordan.
Davon Musgrave.
Davon Musgrave spoken word, alright? So guys, these are one of the giveaways that you could win tonight. We also have a Starbucks voucher here, and we have a special something here, outdoor speaker sponsored by Carl's Construction. Alright, so give it up for Carl's Constructions, guys. His number is 3852775 for any of your construction needs, whether it be backfill, demolition, anything you can think of, you just give him a call, right? It's 3852775. And I want to see your comments. It is a deep topic, but as you can see, we have a guest here tonight, and you all gonna hear a really awesome story from her. I believe you will be blessed by this show and begin to share, especially if you think that there's somebody in your life that this show could really impact or help. Begin to share from now, alright? Especially to the ladies, alright? So we're gonna have a great show tonight. Let's go back to Kyle.
Hey, good night. We're gonna have an awesome time tonight. Tonight we're talking about abortion. Yeah, we believe that it's a hot topic that people want to know about. But before we jump into that, we have there's a lot of people who view the show actually from Tobago. We have what show coming up in Tobago?
Yes, for all of the Tobagonians that are watching us right now, the last flight TWA 800 is coming to Tobago on August 3rd. That is sounding far away, but it's just about 2 months away. We're going to be at the Shore Park Complex at 7 p.m. Now, this show, we did it in Trinidad, 13 times?
13 times?
14
Whoa.
times, something like that.
Yeah.
13 is that lucky number. And every time we did it, people were blown away, lives were touched. It's a spectacular production, one that you will not want to miss Tobago. So soon I will be letting you all know where to get tickets, because we don't have the tickets at the outlets yet. But I will be letting you all know this week actually where you'll be able to get tickets.
Nice,
Yeah.
awesome stuff. If they want to see any, it have our Last Flight page, right?
Yes,
They could go and
on
see
Facebook.
content that are like little videos.
Yeah.
They could see the trailer,
Yes.
They could see something. Now you'll be able to see in the Last Flight. You don't know what it's about, right?
Yeah.
What is really about, though? You could see that? What is about?
Yeah, well, it's about the last flight.
Yeah.
Deeper. No, it's about
makes
these 8 characters, very different people, on their way to Colombia. And the plane is going to crash, hence the name The Last Flight. But you sort of get an opportunity to see their lives before the flight, and then how they sort of come together on the plane, how the lives ended up connecting, and very interesting show. There's lots of comedy.
I don't know, say from the song, you might think the song like a kind of sad, serious play, but you might,
There's lots
Last
of
Flight,
comedy,
But
there's
you know
also
how funny it is.
You laugh and you cry and you're a little bit scared. All the emotions in that production. So it's not, you might think, well, how could a plane going down be funny? In Trinidad, if you're doing a play and you don't have humor, so there's humor in it. but it's also an extremely serious message that I will definitely impact your life, you know, just by looking at the
And
production.
on this show, we have our local Mako. You know what is going on in country these days, Mark?
Boy,
You know, everyone know anything happening in this country, Mark know. What is, you know?
yeah, so what is going on?
Who died this week?
Well, many people died, unfortunately, but we have the nice registration of our
Yes,
of the Spanish speaking Venezuelan brothers and sisters that's going on. And also they're predicting some bad weather tomorrow, but we don't know. The weather people have been a little unreliable. But tomorrow, like around 3 o'clock, they say we expect a lot of rain. And,
Like, okay.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
some
Yeah, that's true.
landslides
Couple
and
of lot of
mountain
yeah.
slides and some thunder showers and those things. So for those Christians out there, if you don't want it, just pray and rebuke it.
I feel
Or
like
if you want it,
I
leave
feel
it.
like we had a pop screen here. Pointing me up further. Anyhow, you know, today night we're talking about abortion, you know, pro-life, pro-choice. And we send Mr. Hunter on the streets to find out what people think in Trinidad and Tobago. Like, if you know, where thoughts is on abortion. Like, if it's something legit, if it's something even real that people actually do, because you all just like I give you all the finding. You all know in Trinidad and Tobago abortion is something illegal,
It's
right?
illegal,
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're wondering if it's illegal, how people is do it now,
Yeah.
if this happen, right? So let me hear what is going on the streets there, Mr. Hunter. Well, let's drop that video there and let me see what is going on.
Come on, I guess I'm just a misfit, huh? Yeah. Not coming right now? No, not coming right now? Yeah, I listen.
Yo, let me keeping it real, let me be real. All you don't know, but I'm 28. All you don't know that I'm on this earth right now for 28 years, dog. And let me be real, dog. If I wasn't here, who would I keep it real to all you, dog? I had to keep it real as the hunter, you know. So I'm just happy that I was not aborted and I live in a life right now and I'm keeping it real. Let me be real, dog. Alright, you all know we're doing it out, so we're keeping it real. Let me be real, the hunter with the boss there. He can tell us what he think, right? So, bro, you tell me what you think. There's a girl, you know, she pregnant, but she say, I'm not up for all that, I'm not up for that responsibility right now, no. What you gonna tell her? What's the advice you give her? I don't know, you gotta tell me.
No, well, at this point in time in my life, I do believe I'm ready for a child. I don't know.
Right.
I want to be able to financially support my child, make sure he could come into our world where I could give him what he wants. You know. So I think I would be able to tell her to do what she believes best. Because if she want to keep it, I will let her keep it. Because at the end of the day, I can't tell her to have the abortion.
Right,
But if she believes that she wants to have the abortion, I think I'll be okay with it.
Right, the man say he would be okay with it, girl, I understand, you understand? The man say he ain't ready for all that too, you understand? So we can go online after, just organize yourself and everything will be cool, right?
Have the baby, and if you have to, give it up for adoption, because there are many people out here who trying and they cannot have children for whatever health reasons, different circumstances. Everybody have their different circumstances that they're going through. So I would tell her, have the baby, don't give it up, because that's like committing murder.
Yeah.
Don't give up the child. Don't abort the child, but you could have the child, and after you have the child, give it up to someone who is out here and want to have a child.
I'll tell her save her body, because if she has an abortion, it could interfere with her body and damage her for the future. So go through the situation and better to let the child come through and give it up for adoption.
I would definitely tell her to take her time, really think about
it.
what are her options, reach out to family, talk to friends, because I think when you realize that you have more options, it will help shape your decision. And remember, a decision that you make now will affect you forever.
That decision you make now will affect you forever.
After the abortion, too,
Yeah.
you might have a change of heart.
Yeah. Wow, and I can't go back there.
Yeah, you might have a change of heart, because there's nothing greater than bringing a life into this world, and there's so much of different emotions attached to having a child that when you have the child, you might think twice. You might not want to give it up after.
Yeah.
You might want to have it for yourself and nurture it and bring it up and in the way that it should grow. So you never know.
Hey, you never know. You can't turn back the clock then.
Let me be real.
Larry, be real.
Yeah, let me be real, simple and easy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, awesome stuff, y'all. So you see y'all here mostly women, and they're sharing their opinion about what they think, about how they feel. You know what I mean? Right now it's about echo in the studio. I know where I'm coming from.
Well, they're still sharing their opinion right now. And on that note, like and share the stream, guys.
Yeah. So you hear people thoughts, right? So my question is, I don't know, maybe all their stands, right? Or but I ain't even ask them this question, right? Or even if they know, but you all know what the difference. I'm gonna ask all if they're pro-life or pro-choice, right? So I don't know, right? Mostly it's actually women who actually, alright, what the difference
Well,
between?
it's only women have that choice
I
to
don't
make.
necessarily, right? It's really women. So I can't say Mark, you know, because your voice really matter. Yeah?
It depends because the Bible say when you're married, your wife's body is yours.
True.
It's
Actually,
true,
you
right?
make a good point.
That's not a
hers.
good point, but that's
So-
not the point they're trying to fight. But, yeah. but yeah.
Pro-life is the pro-life person holds that it is by mortal authority that abortion is wrong. So they go into moral. Did I say mortal? Moral.
Yeah,
sorry.
right, don't worry, yeah.
Moral authority. So they go in. You know, they're saying that it's wrong, it's murder because that baby is there. God put the baby there. You know, it's alive, kind of thing. And the pro-choice person believes that each person is the source of their own moral authority and has that right to choose life or death.
Right, now, like one of the important things I guess we had to put, right, when necessary, but people, they might have somebody pro-life, or sorry, pro-choice, but they don't necessarily commit abortions. But what if some of them fight for is that they would actually have the right, and if they want to, that they could, you know, so what they're fighting for is even the choice to even do it. Not necessarily that they're saying, I want to kill the child or whatever. They're just saying, by default, I should have the choice if it is I want to murder the child or not, right? But I using strong words like murder. They don't believe it's murder. They believe it's, you know, some cells. They believe, you know, they're getting rid of in the first couple of months. They don't believe it's actually a real child, right?
So what they believe is the deleting of cells or something?
Yeah, they believe it's deleting, they're executing some cells.
A clump of cells.
Yeah, a clump of cells. Yeah, that's what they call it. So,
But
yeah.
I mean, not to be fair, not fair, but I mean, not all pro-choice people, I think, believe that. I think some of them, they want to have that choice. Like, you know, they would bring up things like rape, you know, if they were raped.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's so many things I want to ask, like, you know, there's so many
Yeah.
reasons why you think people with choice.
So they, you know, they feel, well, I want to have that choice. So if their life is threatened, you know, that kind of thing, they want to have a choice.
People might hate me for giving my opinion on the rape one, though, but I don't know, right? That's a, you know, not articulation one to even answer, right? But what do you think, Mark?
Well, if it is a rape, what I would do, if as a mother I really don't want the child, I would let the child born and give it away. I'd put it up for adoption at least and give the child, obviously they'll have a horrible life, but at least they have their life and it's up to them what they do with it.
Well, you could get adopted with a good family.
It's true. I guess I just thinking the child, the
In
way
a
they
home
come
or
into the
something.
world, I wonder what they would be thinking about themselves, but it's
Because
true.
my thought is, even if you get raped, it's still
They could never
your
know,
child,
especially
it's
if
not.
they get, in fact, the chances of them, if they get adopted into a good family, they could never know how they came into the world.
That's true.
It could never affect them, they'd never know,
They
you know,
never
I
unless
didn't
it's
think of it that
genetic.
way. I just thinking of it that you thinking, oh gosh, boy, I come here because somebody
Because
raped
somebody
mommy.
maybe at that age will get adopted, they don't really know who their parents is. So even
Yeah.
if they wouldn't know that is the scenario that actually
Yeah.
happened,
Right.
unless until the years pass and then maybe figure out who their mother is and they go and get the story or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Then they would know, but they, you know.
To me, it's just horrible. Like you get raped, you're dealing with it, and then you're dealing with the guilt of now I
Yes.
took the life of somebody. Just
That's
like
true, yeah.
two different crises now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to me, it seemed better to let the child live, and then you could
And
move
a lot
on
of
if you
people
want.
who actually get raped and they make that choice, if you look up in articles and things, they actually regret doing it after. Because they're walking around with that guilt too now, and then they realize, hey, I should have probably bring the child in the world. So
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's their child too, right? It's not, you know,
Yeah,
that's
of
not
course.
just the
The
person.
child
really-
have some of their biological
Correct.
DNA.
Some,
Their DNA,
yeah, a
yeah.
lot. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
the
It's
child
half.
actually could come out and look like them. you know
I
what
thought
mean?
this would be half and half,
Yeah.
yes?
Yeah? Would you say, no, both of y'all have children, we have no children. Would
Yeah.
you say Christy looks like you? Asking.
She does, but she looks more like her dad, I would think.
Okay, cool. What about?
Yeah.
That's
I
what
would
most
say
people
Ethan
say.
look exactly like his father.
Yes, exactly.
Yesterday I was by the hairdresser and somebody met me there and she was like, Ethan is the splitting image. That's how they say it,
About
right?
Elijah? Okay, I told you, he's look.
Elijah looks a little bit like me, I would say, but more like his dad too.
Okay, cool. Because I could see, Elijah in your more. Would you all say so?
I find Elijah look like his grandfather.
When I see,
yes,
Yeah.
when I
Lots of
see,
people actually
when
think
I
that.
see your dad next to him, I'm like, whoa, I see,
Everybody says that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all you online, all you can share, they can tell us if all you're pro-life or pro-choice, right? I really want to know, like, maybe what you all believe to your own self, right? Now, with some of the other reasons you think somebody might say that I want to have the choice to get rid of a child, other than rape?
You have the baby too young, which Sarana, your first son,
Yeah.
you had him at
16.
At
Well, I
16.
got pregnant at 16 and I had him at 17.
right.
Okay.
So, and now, at that point, I'm sure it was not an easy decision to make.
It really wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy decision because, I was in school and I had to make a choice if I'm going to stay in school or not. But what made it even harder is that all of my family felt that the right thing to do was to have an abortion because they saw it like I had my whole life ahead of me.
Right.
And if I have a baby now, it's going to take away from everything my
Wow.
life would be.
Right.
And I made a choice. I made a choice to not have an abortion at that age. I felt like, I can't do this. It is wrong.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
said no, and I brought Elijah into the world.
Yeah. And it's then you couldn't see it, but now you have a son, he's a blessing. You all almost kind of, I kind of wish I had my daughter earlier, to be honest, so we could be like sisters now.
That's nice too,
Yeah. Why is Ava looking at me like that?
So you could be sisters?
Yeah, so we could be like close, so I wouldn't be like a big age gap, you understand? So
No, it's nice because
See?
me and Elijah talk about everything.
although me and Chrissy's lying like sisters, we cool like that, but
Mine look like
it would have been
sisters,
nice to
but yeah.
look a little. Ava, could you stop looking at me like that? Thank you.
Yeah?
Amen.
It would be nice to what?
It would have been
You're
nice
twinning?
to have her, like when I got married at 28 and I waited 4 years. 28 was kind of late anyway. Well, not nowadays, but
Not nowadays.
We mean my dad seriously asking, maybe not 28 is like...
well, in my days, 28 was kind of late to get married. Like, everybody be like, when you get married?
Oh, that's what you
It's
mean,
pressure,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So getting married at 28, but now everybody
It's
gets
like
married. in their
45 is the
30s.
age now.
Exactly.
About 40, I think.
40, 35 seems to be the age now, right?
I think 25
I
is
say
more
45.
desired age.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to get married
So
at 25.
ideally, I would have liked to have my daughter in my 20s, probably early 20s.
Right.
It didn't happen
So
that
she
way.
was like 32.
I was 32, yeah.
Okay. So with some of the other choices, we say...
Too young.
If
Too
the-
young.
If they think your child gonna have a condition,
Well, let's tell you some of
condition.
all the choices, right?
Yes.
We all might think
That
that
the child
somebody
be
you
born
might
with
think
a
that's a
condition.
legit reason, Well,
Someone told me that once.
What is that?
Somebody came to my husband and I in ministry and said, she said it very casually actually. She had something to tell us. So we're like, okay, And she said, well, I had an abortion because you see what happened. The doctor did some tests at about 4 months, I think she was, or 5 months.
4 months pregnant.
Yeah, and the doctor did a
Papa.
4 months. No, it was a little less.
I think
Maybe
it's
Canon.
normally at 4 months.
Yeah,
They
3
do
or
a
4
blood
months,
test.
right? They did
4
some
months is a
tests,
lot too, man.
and they
Yeah.
discovered that the baby would have been born. There was a chance, it wasn't a sure thing. There was a high probability that the baby could have been born with some issue with their brain, not developing properly. And so she decided to have an abortion at that point, and she felt justified in that.
Okay.
But that's not something that, we agreed with at that time, because first of all, it wasn't confirmed. Even if it was confirmed, okay, baby born not totally healthy, you take care of your child. But in this case, it was not even a confirmed,
Yeah, I thank the
thing.
Lord
Yeah.
because I still have problems today. So, my mother could have bought me. I had trouble. I had problems, you know what I mean? No, but yeah.
It's sad if your mother thought about abortion after you born. Okay.
Oh my God.
I thought about that too.
Not funny.
I think that'll be the next step.
Is it too late?
What is that?
Parents just say it all the time, I bring you in this world, I could
I
take
can
you
take
out.
you out.
I feel that'll be the next step. If like abortion legal, they'll do after birth abortions.
Well, they actually trying to get that
Well-
legalized now. Not like that, but yeah.
Well, how they trying to get legalized?
Well, if during in some states in America, if during the abortion process, the baby somehow comes out alive still after trying,
Yeah.
whatever process it
That's what
fails and the baby
happens.
comes out alive, they want the right to murder the baby that born because
Right.
before abortion was it's a fetus, it's a clump of flesh, it's a whatever. But they want you right now. If it fails and the baby breathing or there's some sign of life, they want to be able to
Actually, so
snuff that
with
life.
that, but the girl survived it. They wanted to kill her, and I can't remember the exact thing, but she's alive today. She's a big woman, and she gave her story on it.
I actually saw a story where this mother, she realized she was pregnant and she had an abortion. And then some months later, she realized she water break and she gave birth and she didn't realize she having twins.
Wow.
So it was girls. So one child born, but she aborted one of the girls.
Okay.
And the girl was given a story about it.
Wow.
Wow.
The girl was on 700 Club. The girl is actually a believer.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about pro-life? Let me hear. Where somebody stands and say, well, maybe there's a better choice. Where you say, I believe in more, you know? There's so many reasons you think somebody should be pro-life. Anybody, you know?
Well, I think morally is the biggest reason.
Morally?
People believe that the child, that from the time of conception, that it's a life, it's a human, it's not just a fetus.
Right.
And so that, it's not their decision. Pro-life people believe it's not my decision to make. I didn't bring the child into the world. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
but
Well,
it's really God.
I just look at it as they're saying these weeks, they would like to abort a child at a certain amount of weeks, like even in America. Everybody who actually on the earth right now was at that stage where they're aborting the child. If you leave the child, it's going to become a life.
Yeah.
Is actually part of our life cycle. The 1 day, 1 hour, that's you.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know what is he thinking, but I pro-life because it's our life, and I think they deserve a chance to come on the earth. And also, biblically, God says that, as a particular person, he said, I knew you even before you were in your mother's womb. So God actually, every person, even before you born, God already knows who you are. You mean something to God,
Right.
The Bible actually says we were conceived in God's heart
Right.
even before we reach to that stage, you know.
And who stand up for their voice? I mean, it's one thing the one choice, but
Yeah.
what about their choice?
Yeah.
And that's where it comes to if they really believe it's a life. Because if it is it's really a boy in your womb, what about what their thoughts are? Do you think that they want to be born? So really and truly, they really want to fight for maybe that's the woman's opinion about what she should do with her own body. But they realize that there's somebody that's what is about their thoughts.
This is very interesting what I read here. I mean, I never looked at it like this, right? Where it says that the pro-choice person believes that each person is the source of their own moral authority,
right,
and has the right to choose life or death. So they have no consideration for God,
right,
or anything spiritual. As far as they're concerned, I am in control of what happens to my body. I am totally in control. So I have the right to abort. I have the right to.
But that child is a person too. They have a will and a choice. Don't mind they don't have.
From what this says here, it doesn't even matter if they believe that. You understand?
Once you in their body.
Correct. It doesn't even matter.
Okay.
They have the moral choice to take that life or not.
So they believe in murder normal just like
Yeah.
that? Sadly, yes. Yeah. But anyhow, let me hear what is going on online. Let me go to Ava, and then we have interesting stories from Sarana. That's why she's on the show. She's going to share some stuff with us. So let me hear what is going on online there.
All right, so let me start off by saying good night to a few people. So guys, this show, I know they're already back to me and my segment, but remember, the show just getting started, all right? So the really good stuff, Sarana story, is coming up like right after me. So begin to share, right? Share it to all of your friends. I'm certain that this will impact females' life, especially. Whether it's people who've had an abortion or probably considering having an abortion, sometimes we don't know the things that people actually going through in their lives. Sometimes we have friends who probably went through an abortion, and because that is such a sensitive thing, people don't share that. Even your closest friends, sometimes you may not know, so you never know. So don't think to yourself, oh, I don't need to share this. I don't know if this would really help this person. Just share it. If the person watch it, they watch it, all right? So begin to share from now, all right? So let me begin to say good night to Ruth Joseph, Eniala Sturge, Sasha Luces, good night to you. Sabrina Sherry Ali Singh. She says good night right back at you. Sabrina, Kerwin Narain, Keisha Nash, the lovely Keisha Nash, Cynthia C. League, a special good night to you as well. Chan Saran, I believe it's your name, in the house. Good night to you and welcome to the Real Talk Show. Crystal Martin, Kenyan Will. And let me see if I can get in a few comments. We don't have a lot of comments. Okay, Diane Lewis. She said she's watching from the United States. So Diane, you may be sure to share as well, right? Because the people that we might share to in Trinidad, we definitely may not reach some of the people that you may reach, all right? So a special good night to you. And I'm sending out a special share request from you, okay? So we have from Karen Narayan. He says, for you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place. When I was woven together in the depths of the earth, your eyes saw my unformed body, and all the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. And that is Psalm 139. We have Richard Alexander. Good night to you. He says, I honestly find that the people who promote or try to desensitize the fact that abortion is murder doesn't understand that there's no right way to do the wrong thing. There's absolutely no situation that warrants There's absolutely no situation that warrants abortion. None. Everything that happens, God sees and knows. And if it's according to His will for that life to come forth, it's dangerous to destroy His plan. Wow, that's my 2 cents. That's a serious 2 cents there. Thank you so much, Richard, for your 2 cents. Kenyan Will. Let's see. It's interesting. All right, so this one is a little long. I'm going to try to get it in though. It's interesting that the USA has legalized abortion. In other words, a mother has the right to murder or kill the unborn child fetus, as they do not recognize the child as human until they exit the womb. Yet at the same time, 38 states have fetal homicide laws, and 29 states have fetal homicide laws that apply to the earliest stages of pregnancy. Any state of gestation, development, conception, fertilization, or post-fertilization. So my question is, how can a woman be okay to kill the fetus, but yet you can charge someone with homicide if they harm the fetus? Wow, that's a serious one there. Sadiqa Diaz, good night to you. Erickson Velasquez, buenas noches. Karen Narayan, I would like to ask the panel, what if a mother knows she will die carrying a child? What if it is the life of the mother or the life of the child? What are your thoughts? All right, and actually this is one of the questions we want to answer tonight, all right? So Kerwin just reminded me, guys, by asking his question. Feel free to ask any questions, especially after Serana's story. You may have questions that you want to ask her directly. Feel free to do that, all right? And let me go ahead and do my first giveaway. Kenyan Will, I know you spoke about the United States, but I'm hoping you're not from the United States, so that you could come and get this awesome giveaway. It's a Starbucks voucher, all right? So congratulations, you're the first winner. So guys, you all saw how easy that was, right? All you have to do is make a comment, and you could qualify to win one of our awesome giveaways. Again, we are early in the show, so begin to share like crazy, all right? We're going to go back to Kyle, and we're going to hear Serana's story. I'm really excited to hear what she has to say.
Hey, awesome stuff. I think it's Kenyan Will who make up a great point about the fetus, about having rights. Like if they, they try to they interfere with it, yes. But then they can, that's awesome stuff they even think about, right? That they claiming as what we believe is a human. Even though they have like stages where maybe call, so I know your process growing, we still believe it's a human life now. But I don't understand what's the thinking behind that, right? But Kerwin asked a question, which is a question we had amongst ourselves. I don't think anybody really say we came to a conclusion of that. So maybe we could ask anybody, if you want to know from the panel, right, their thoughts, right? So maybe I ask you first, Mark.
Well,
honestly, on your side.
Actually, I had that discussion with Eva. About like in the case of where the wife's life is in danger, what would you do? So I was saying, like, in terms of God, who is the man more obligated to love, in a marriage, right? Is it the wife or the child? And I believe it's the wife. If I don't know, I could be wrong.
Right.
But she was saying as a mother, she probably would give up her life for the for the child. Honestly, it would be tough because I want my child, but I don't want to lose my wife. I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
You don't know.
I would never make that choice. Like I would never say, okay, take my life or take the child life. I would believe to the end for a
That what you
miracle.
believe for bed.
Yeah.
You were
that-
saying is you will still go ahead.
I would still go ahead. I would say,
basically, yeah.
do what you have to do. I trust in God that me and my child will live.
We'll survive.
You know, I put in my trust in God.
But-
for,
Anyhow, yeah. Okay.
yeah, I would make a choice. I mean, I wouldn't say I would trust.
Well, I knew a lady who knew there was a possibility she could have a complication. She had fibroids or something like that. I used to call it fry ball. I don't know why. But it's fibroids, and she went ahead and had the child, and she died, and the child lived, and she was best friends with my aunt. And how I know she died is I wake up to my aunt just screaming to the top of her lungs. And it was like, what happened? And it was like, she passed away. It was real.
What's up, Sarana?
I agree with Tonika. I will, because of everything I know now, I will definitely bring the life. If something happen, well then so be it. But I will make the choice to go ahead and trust
We
God.
saying that, but you know, both of us married. It's not going to be our choice alone, though.
Yeah,
I
because
believe
the husband normally
your
has to
husband will have
sign.
to have a say in the matter.
Yeah.
And in fact, in a case where, let's say, the wife is out of it, because you could be in a
It's
state
he
of
had to make a choice,
unconsciousness,
yeah.
right?
Actually,
The
Nika,
husband will
said
have to
that
make
when
a
you are
choice.
going, well, I had a cesarean with my last son, right? And when you're going in to do a cesarean, I believe you have to sign a form saying if there's a life to choose between the wife or the child, who will you choose? The
I
husband normally
can't
has a form to sign, I believe.
Okay.
saying that.
I feel I want to avoid that cesarean, yes.
I don't know. I don't think.
That's a tough
Correct
choice.
me if I don't know, but I don't think that
I
Kevin
think,
had that.
I
don't
think
think.
we had to do that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You think we had to do it? You think Selvon had to
No,
do
well,
it?
I think we were asked to do it, and I believe
Wow.
Selvon had to make a choice or, unwritten.
That'll be interesting, Selvon. Put in the comments our your choice.
But is it that there was a complication, Serrano? That's a normal thing to sign that.
Well, a cesarean is normally a risky procedure. It's a major surgery, and because of that, and the amount of blood and stuff you lose, I believe because of that, it makes it a little difficult.
Well, for me, I don't know. That's tricky. I know if I was a woman, I would have been honest. I would have make that choice.
You would.
Yeah,
would.
I think
Like
I would
Right.
have say I'd go ahead and if I die, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and do what you
Yeah.
have to do, and I will trust God that I will live.
Wow.
Yeah.
And hey, in a situation like that, it's good to have a husband who's a believer, who trusts God, who's a real man of God.
Yeah.
So you know, they're praying for you and
for both
interceding for
only.
you and your child.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, I talk it, but we did kind of have a similar situation. I wouldn't say it was life-threatening, although Kerwin was seeming like that, right? But
You went to panic mode.
because, yeah, no, I don't think
okay.
he panicked, but Chris, my daughter was very big. Very big. She was
Yeah.
born 11 pounds, 2 ounces, and I'm a short woman. So my uterus, when your uterus is supposed to contract and go back where it's supposed to go, he said he stood up there and saw the doctor massaging my uterus for hours, and I lost a lot of blood. He was there. He said the doctor was actually sweating and doing this. And it was, and he said that there was a point. Now, I really did find because I was conscious, it was a, help me now.
Is it
Epidural, right.
Right.
I felt absolutely nothing, but I was seeing everything going around, but it was like a blur. They put me in a room at the side after for a very long time, and they kept checking. And so I kind of sensed there was some sort of, not panic, but I knew everything wasn't normal
Yes.
with me, not the baby. And it was only maybe a day or two after in the hospital that Kerwin actually told me what happened. And the doctor came and told me, he said, listen,
You wasn't like in pain. You wasn't feeling
I was
anything
not in
because
pain.
then
I was
yeah,
feeling
okay, cool,
nothing.
yeah.
I was feeling
Yeah,
nothing.
when you
Just feeling my body moving.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
wasn't-
understand.
But I was
Body
fully awake.
moving? Somebody moving your body or?
Well,
Remember
remember
there
you-
was-
they're pulling out that
Oh, they're
11
pulling
pound
out-
baby
yeah,
out of
okay.
me. Out of me.
But you
So,
feel, you
yeah.
have feelings, but
So I just
you're
feeling.
numb, but you're not
I
feeling
thought,
pain, you're not feeling
Yeah.
any
I
pain.
thought that, well,
I don't want to compare it, but like when they're going to take it, it's not his tooth pain and they pull in your mouth.
Correct.
They're not
Okay.
feeling,
They're not
you're not
feeling
feeling no
pain.
pain.
Yeah,
It's,
just
you know,
feeling, yeah.
Alright.
They know they're doing something in your
body
mouth.
moving, all right.
Yeah.
And yeah, the doctor came to me in the room when I was, back to myself, and he said, he begged me, he said, do not have a baby anytime soon. You have a lot of healing to do inside. And he explained what happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I didn't even know all that happened. And then Kerwin explained to me and what he saw, and he was like, there, he thinking, I'm going to raise this child alone. But I mean, you know.
But I know you have a faith to overcome that word about thing, no child and thing.
But yeah, you know.
If you're a woman watching online, maybe you could share your thoughts, right? What you think if you'd give up your life or you would have your child? That's interesting. You know, just thought for the women out there. I'd like to hear all your thoughts on that, especially you know if you're not. That's a real scenario, right? That's happened to some
happens,
people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right
where your
there
life,
too.
you know, is either your life or the baby life, right?
Yeah.
But you know, today, remember back to the topic, we have Sarana here with a testimony about abortion. And Sarana, you had an abortion before.
Yes, I had 3 abortions before.
3? Okay, cool. And how long ago was that?
This was 11 years ago.
This was before
I was 19.
Well, I mean, you have a son, Elijah.
It's after Elijah.
It's after Elijah,
Yeah.
okay. And what was the situation? I guess it was what? How old would have been then?
I would have been 19 at the time.
19, okay,
Yeah.
cool. And what,
I was in a relationship with someone, and basically he did not want the children. He did not want me to have the child. And I felt like, because Elijah was born at 17, right? And I was basically a single mother. And because I had a fear of raising those children alone, I went ahead and listened to him. And that's the reason why I really did it. I never really wanted to do it because, as I said, with Elijah, I was 17, which would have been I think it was a worse situation, but I made the choice then because I knew it was wrong. So even then when I was doing it, I knew that I didn't want to do it. But I guess it was fair too, because I didn't want to have to be in the similar situation again, like raise another child by myself, or, you know.
So the 3 times the guy didn't want to have the child?
The 2 times he did not want to have the child, and by the third time, I made the choice the third time. Because at that point, the relationship was messed up. It was on and off. A lot of times there were a lot of lust in the relationship. He was involved with other women and different things. So the third time, I definitely made the choice that I didn't want to do it.
No, it's in 3 times, right? So within that scenario, like, I don't like how that happened. You see, there's no choice. Like, so what? Is that the person like tell you? Well, is it the first time the person that's what told you? Then, how that play
Well,
off?
the first time when I got pregnant, I told him and whatever, and he basically said, okay, well, we can't have the child because we're not ready to have a child and all that. So he took me to a doctor, and that doctor is, well, a secretive doctor. It's not legal, right? So when you go there, they give you a procedures to follow. You have to sign a form basically saying if you die or anything happen to you, you are the cause. You kill yourself basically. Right? Because you sign in a form. And yes, you just go in and you pay money and you get it done in 15 minutes. It's a very painful procedure. And
what was the procedure?
Very risky.
I don't ask because some people say they get to it, they use hanger, they use all kind of thing.
Basically, the same way you give birth, like they sling your both feet in the air and whatever, they go inside of you with a tube and they suction the baby out. Depending on the state you are at pregnancy, they would use the tube and suction the baby out. Well, that was my experience. I'm not sure how they would do it in similar situations for pregnancy that is beyond the time that I did it at. Probably 8 weeks, 10 weeks, different stages, right? So they use the tube all 3 times and they just suction the baby out.
They don't give you any painkillers or anything?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's painful.
No, you don't get any pain relief while you're doing the procedure.
They told you that?
No.
Wow.
You have to take all that pain.
Wow.
You're just in pain, screaming out.
Is
in
it that
pain.
you had to pay more money for that or something?
I have no idea.
They probably don't want you to be dying and you don't know. So they probably
I
have to feel the
have
pain
no
or something.
idea
I don't
why
know.
they don't give you any painkillers or anything. But I don't know, it's a cruel thing. And I mean, even my experience is even during doing it, the person looks cruel. And if you scream, he literally says, you cannot scream, you cannot make noise.
Because that's not supposed to be going on, right? It's
you have to stay quiet.
They
so
hide
basically, take that pain and shut up.
Wow.
Whoa. So that's right now I lost for words here right now, right? But yeah.
So Sarana, this is a weird question. But so you went through that the first time and you were willing to do it again.
Yeah, I was I know the second, no, remember the first 2 times I did not want to do it, but I made
know,
the choice after
but
because
just the thought of what you went through,
Yeah.
I had to say, you know what, yeah, to go through
when
that.
it's in a situation with somebody in a relationship that's messed up and think that pain will go away now. But having to raise a child for the rest of your life alone, that's a real fear for me. Because I'm in a similar situation with Elijah.
So you're trying to say is willing to take that
Yes.
pain over
When
that life.
It was like I weighed the options and I was like, okay, the pain will go away after 15 minutes, but I will have to raise this child alone. The child father is not going to be around. I will not be financially able. And all those thoughts crossed my mind too. So
I mean, just before, right? Is that the how you know the child father would not be wrong?
I was not going to ask her.
What's that?
Why?
no, because initially he was the one that opted for it. So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, if it is that I don't do it, and I make the choice to carry the baby,
He may
most
not be
likely
around.
He will not be around.
Okay.
I mean, this is a whole other show, but I just thinking, after that first time, after that first time, I done with you. If I was in your situation now, I
Well,
done with you.
I was young, and I was definitely not. I didn't have the knowledge that I have now. I mean, in Christ, there is so much more that I know now. I was a young. I don't think I was even in the Lord yet. The third one, I believe, I had now started to go to a church, and by that time is when I really felt. Before I did not even feel like. I mean, I knew it was wrong, but I didn't feel any. I felt like, all right, I did something wrong, but that was it. But when the third time when I did it, it was definitely different. Because I felt like now I know the truth. This is a life. This is murder. How could I do something? And I carried that guilt around for years, for
Right.
many years. And I would say it's about probably 3 years ago in a service. My pastor prayed for me, and that's when I actually released that guilt and that condemnation. Because you'll be depressed because you know it's a life now. After when I did it third time and I knew, I felt like wow. So I
the
did
first
it
time you
3
did it,
times.
it didn't feel like terrible?
No, I felt bad, but not terrible.
Okay.
Because I didn't understand that it was a life. I didn't understand that before I was created in my mother's womb that God knew me. I didn't even understand that. So it was just like, I thought it was really a clump of cells that is just nothing there now. It's now the baby now forming. So I didn't think it was an actual life. I didn't see it like that. But by the third time, I knew better. I still didn't even understand at that time. That's the truth. I didn't understand fully what I know now.
Right. Is it that fear was just so overwhelming, yeah? That you say well to yourself, boy, I just don't want to raise a child
Well, of course,
alone.
yeah, it
and-
was a real fear because I mean, I had a really hard time bringing up Elijah on my own financially, and a lot of different things. And then too, the truth is, I was living in an environment that was not stable at all, and I think that was my biggest fear too. Bringing up another child in this environment would not have, in my mind, is not worth it.
Right. And the question I want to ask you about, like, I don't know, like obviously we know it's illegal. So it's just interesting to know that this has happened, because
Yeah, and in Trinidad, and was the establishment that you went to, was it like I just have to go by what I've seen movies. Was it like a place in the back or some corner
It was a
street?
normal office. It's like you go into a doctor's office. So
Right.
it looks like any other doctor's office. There are other people there doing other things medically.
okay.
But the guy does it on the low. So
Okay.
nobody really knows that.
That
I
abortion's
guess
being done.
there are a few people who would know, and it would be in word of mouth
Right.
stuff. So the person who took me there, he knew about it.
Right.
And
So you could be going to a doctor, and unknown to you, that
Yeah.
doctor performing abortions in their
Correct,
office in
yeah.
some back room.
this is not help me out here. This is not like a gynecologist. This is just like a normal doctor.
No, a
Not
normal doctor, yeah.
Whoa. So that's a real makeshift thing, or them have things to do that they normal? You know, not like of they
Well,
have
if
they have
he's doing
tables,
it, and
they
I
are
guess he was
different.
doing it for years, right? From what I was told after, when I told one of my friends, the person did it, and she told me that he has been doing that for years.
Yeah, so he
they have
probably know
stuff,
what he's
yeah.
doing, yeah.
Okay,
Equipment
cool.
he need and all
Wow, that's interesting, Mark. Yeah. What's that?
So like the first time you did it, okay, you were saying that you felt like it was a clump of cells. You felt any kind of conviction to yourself?
I felt bad, yeah, but I didn't feel conviction. No, I didn't know it had conviction.
Okay.
Remember, I wasn't a believer then. So I felt like, I knew what I was doing was wrong because with Elijah,
Well, yes, didn't have a
Yeah.
conviction then, but yeah.
I guess it's conviction, but I didn't know, I didn't have the knowledge, that's what I'll put it, I didn't have the knowledge that I have now.
Okay.
So I felt bad, but not bad enough, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Right.
So it's only when I came to Christ and I, you know, started to read God's word and I was ministered to and listening to messages and stuff and things will come up, then is when I really started to feel the guilt more so. So that's why the guilt continued for a few more years into my relationship with God, because I didn't feel it then, because I never knew what I did really know.
So I ask you, Ariel, this is a personal one, right? Is you can answer it or you can not answer it, right? It's not a planned question, right? Because I mean, I know you're saying that you didn't feel that, right? But I just want to get, is it that to you personally, right?
Yeah.
Is it that it was such a fear to you that you actually felt that this is a better, you know what I mean? Like a child on my own, this, that, you see, and that looked like the much better option. I asked you personally.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah?
And that's what I'm saying. Because of my past experience, that felt like the better thing to do at that point in time.
Right.
But if I had known God the way I know God now, it would have never been an option.
Right.
So it was the better thing to do for you.
Correct.
Right. That's the point I'm trying to make. That was something that's
because of my situation, it was to me it was the better option.
So basically, the person who is pro-choice, it's all about them. It's all about how it's going to affect me, how it's going to affect my life, how it's going to affect my body, my relationship. It's all about them. No consideration for the life.
And the reason why I ask that, right, is because, like Onika point, right, is, I mean, it's so sad to know that, I mean, that fear is so strong that you're willing to go and do it a second. And you understand? From that pain, imagine that pain that you're willing to.
It might have been fair, Kyle, but for some people, it's just a choice because
for some people it's a form of contraceptives.
And
I know a young lady who had she told me she had more than 20 abortions.
Wow.
Yeah, she was a promiscuous person, and when she got pregnant, she would just have an abortion. That was her form. She didn't bother using any protection. That was her way of,
And that's when it, I'm sorry?
No, I was just going to say, I know a few people who had abortions. There was a particular person, I know they had about 7, and on the 8th time, they decided they wanted to keep the child. And the delivery was really complicated. The child was born, but she ended up in a coma, and they wasn't sure if she was going to live. And she remained in a coma for about 3 months, and she came back. Right. She came out of it.
That's an interesting question. Did doctors tell you anything like that?
So as you say that, I'm reminded that when I had the abortion, the 3rd time, the doctor did say that it's going to be difficult.
Same doctor each time, right?
Yeah,
okay.
same doctor.
Same person you went all the time? Okay.
The 2nd time, when I had the abortion, he explained something like the lining of my womb is very thin, so it makes it difficult to get pregnant in the future and to have kids.
Whoa.
So the 3rd time I went back, he was definitely like, it's going to make it hard and whatnot and whatever. And as you said that, Mark, I did get pregnant a 4th time for the same person. And the 4th time, again, the person asked me to do an abortion. And I said no that time. Because at that time, I felt like I knew for sure this is a life and it's murder, and I cannot do that. At that time, I was also diagnosed with cancer, and the doctors who was dealing with that, they told me if the cancer is growing, it was in my neck, it's lymphoma. If it was getting bigger, I would have to terminate the pregnancy.
I remember seeing you when your neck was swollen. I didn't know what that was. I didn't want to ask anything because you looked a lot of stress. You were pregnant at that point?
Yeah.
I never even knew.
At some point at that time,
I never even knew that.
And then I remember that is the 4th time I really wanted to have the baby, and that's when I had a miscarriage at 13 weeks.
Wow.
Right. Now there's more to the story, right? That'll be, leave that for the next part of the segment. Where remember you told me you had like maybe a vision or some kind of thing, so you saw something. So we, add that to the next part of the story. But
I could ask one question.
Yeah, you go ahead and let's talk about it.
So, but is it that you didn't because you were young, contraceptives, you didn't. What?
I didn't even know about it.
Sorry.
I'm being honest. I didn't even know about it.
No, we're talking about
when I say I didn't know about it, yes. I knew about birth control, but I didn't know there were different options and whatever, right? And another fear with that is, they say when you're taking birth control, you're going to get fat and all that. So I just never considered it, to be honest. I never considered it.
Yeah.
I'm
I told
taking
her
out
to
what
just
she's saying. I'm
use
just taking it
protection
in.
and everything would be okay now.
So you never use protection?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I didn't.
Alright, your deep questions.
No, I'm just thinking after the first abortion, I would do, if I stayed with this man, first off, if I stayed with him, I would do whatever it is in my power because I don't want to go through that again to make sure I don't get pregnant again.
I did not. I really didn't think of all that, to be honest. I was young. I was just basically living life, Neeks, and the truth is I was just like, I don't know. I didn't have any. I didn't think about all of that. That's the truth.
Okay.
I didn't think like that. I didn't have much value for myself.
Was the person older than you?
Yes, he was older.
He didn't think about it either. I'm getting vexed now. Sorry.
Maybe he did. I have no idea. Maybe
Okay.
he did. I don't know.
Wow.
He did, and yeah.
But I could tell you the person did not love me at all. The person did not value me. Well, now I know this. But before I thought his love, the person was like an idol in my life. That's the best way I could explain it.
Well, clearly.
Yeah. Because how much do you, I mean, I don't know if you could sell this out, right? But well, I mean, it's whatever. Right? How much abortion is cost?
Back then, it would have been like 25 to 3,000, depending again
And this
on
is
the.
like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
So you know
So
the cost of
that's
inflation.
probably triple now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
If anybody online know what is
Well-
the cost of an abortion, you can do it anonymously. Tell us what's the cost.
I don't
Like
know.
today, in today's economy.
I don't know if it's a work, right? But when I was young, I had a bigger sister. She had friends and they were promiscuous.
When
So-
you were young, you had a bigger sister. You don't have her now.
Well, I'm youngish. And I was probably like 10, and I remember my sister's friends, they were promiscuous. And when they suspected they were pregnant, they used to say, oh gosh, boy, I had to get a hot Guinness and drink that. I don't know if you ever hear, but yeah, they used to
I
be
heard
drinking
people
hot
say
Guinness.
that.
True?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's rubbish though.
But the
No,
friend,
they
though,
say it work. I hear
she
people,
had
I heard
few
a lot of
abortions.
people say that works. So a hot Carib. I heard
Yeah.
hot
How
Carib
would
one.
they know if it's working?
Yeah, how could they know?
I don't know.
Because the
Well,
person,
you think-
the
well,
person
did I
who
test?
said it, she
Yeah.
literally had a good bit of abortions. I don't know if it was the hot, whatever beverage I was. I want to call its name on this show to legal reason. Sorry.
No, I heard a lot of people say that. it
Oh
works,
boy,
to be
sorry.
honest.
Really?
Another thing that I heard about too is a tablet, and that one though is very risky, but a lot of people use it.
The tablet gets rid of the baby.
Yeah, the tablet is very cheap and stuff. Is a comparing to actually doing an abortion. It's very cheap, but it's very, very dangerous.
So you know about this then too?
Yeah, I knew about it, but I didn't take it in. But I felt like that was the safer thing to do now.
Go by the doctor.
Yeah.
And how much for a pill? How much for, like, what's that cost?
I don't know, but it's not more than, at that time, I think it was less than $100.
Whoa.
Something called Psychotech, I think.
It's psychotech,
Oh, it's
right?
psycho's taking that psychotech.
Appropriately named.
Yeah, they
I
get it.
was kidding about the psychopath. Yeah.
But yes, you know, it's interesting stuff to hear, Sarana. Is there anything else you want to ask before you go to the, you know?
But
the
yes,
segment?
but we'll talk after.
That's, you want to ask too much question, you know, more things
Probably
that's all the
have
topic,
a-
yeah?
probably have a lot of comments, probably.
No, but it's just interesting to know that in Trinidad, and I guess all over the world, there's a normal thing happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is a common thing. So even though people, you know, it's saying illegal, like smoking weed, right? Even though it's illegal,
Everybody
people
doing
still
it.
doing it. And even so in the same right where they're saying, because no, it's not a big side effects, people still thinking now where they want to push, where they want to make it legal, where they
Yeah,
want,
yeah.
you know, if it is you want to commit abortion like normal, to do it like normal, right? But they don't realize that there's a real, you know, even you hear online with people who actually commit abortion, even though they don't necessarily, like Serena saying, believe fully it's a life and all these different things that they believe in, well, they actually feel bad to a point there. And so even though they might think to themselves, now it's solving a problem, now in their life, as time passes, you realize that you know, the thoughts that are stir up in your mind, you realize, you know, you're, whoa, to myself, you know.
Regret.
Yeah, because especially when you start to hear opposite side of the story, right? Because, I mean, a woman hearing your story, sorry to say, right, Sorana, 3 times you get pregnant. That's a woman listening the other side of this camera who's saying, I tried 3 times to get pregnant in the
And I
first
can't
place and
get
I can't even
pregnant."
get pregnant.
Yeah.
And there's some people, they say some
Yeah.
arguments that people are saying, you know, you getting pregnant like this, like normal. And I trying
Yeah.
so hard to get pregnant. And it's actually show you that to them, obviously, to date them, they value life to a whole because they're actually trying to have a child, you know what I mean? And there's actually be a real conviction to some people that, you know, as you grow along, and you start to hear that story to yourself, you start to realize, whoa, I wonder if there's a better choice I actually made for myself, right? So online, you all can ask any question you all want that's within Serrana's capability to answer, right? It's up to her to choose, and you know if she want to answer it, right? So you can ask any question you want, and let me hear what is going on online, Eva.
All right, so thanks for your comments, guys. Let me start off by saying thanks for your comments. And if anybody just tuned in or still kind of unsure about what the discussion is tonight, we are talking about abortion, right? Whether we are for it, whether you're against it. You can let us know what you think. Maybe if you have a question, like Kyle said, if you heard Serrana's story and you have a question, you could feel free to ask. Okay, I can't guarantee that she will answer every single question, but feel free to ask, okay? So we have Kerwin Narayan. He says, if I perish, I perish. Trust God no matter what. I like that. And that would have been in relation to what they were saying about whether you should choose the baby or choose the mother's life in the event of any issues. Kamara Bash says, God is in control. When man feels they can't take charge, isn't this free will? It's about making the right decision and accepting God's will and having trust in Him that He is testing you or teaching you at that phase in life. God would have known if you may die from childbirth, if that child will be challenged, starving, etc., like children in Africa, India, etc. I believe it's accepting the situation you are in now and having the faith that He knows what will happen that is best. I had the choice to make, and my fear under so much pressure was that a child is a blessing, and although I was not ready, this was His plan for me. Richard Scrub McKnight. He says, it's hard for a husband that really loves his wife to give her up. You can always have another child, be it natural or through adoption, but to lose your soulmate can be even more devastating. True. Let me see. Aniala said she was watching Mark's face. He felt uncomfortable with the uterus talk when he spoke of the doctor massaging your uterus needs. Sidika Diaz, no it's not, but a lot of doctors do it private and confidential, and Backyard Pharmacy sells the misoprostol, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct, tablets. Kamara says, before all the advancements with medicine and science, to have foresight in order to be in the position beforehand to choose between a spouse and a child, what happened? Man has to do their best to save the woman's life and the child, and whatever was God fate for whom occurred. My opinion is that medicine and science has now set laws to limit our choices that never existed in times when we're gifted with scriptures to guide our decisions. Sidika Diaz, abortion isn't legal in Trinidad, but a lot of private doctors provide service which you pay them money to get the procedure done. Let me see. Kerwin Narayan, does Trinidad have statistics on the number of abortions per year? I'm not sure if anybody on the panel could answer that. And I think because it's illegal, they're not supposed to have statistics. Because it's illegal.
It's illegal. So
Like
nobody.
I've seen stories that police.
Kerwin asked how much is an abortion cost. Serrana would have answered that when she said it was like $2,500 to $3,000.
Or somebody asked her?
Sidika also commented and said, yes, I'm pronouncing that correctly. They cost, doctors charge $1,000, $3,000, $8,000, plus pills cost $20 to $25 for one in those backyard pharmacies, for which only works up to 12 weeks. Kenya will. It's like a person who chooses to commit a crime to satisfy his needs and that of his family, even though they may know it is wrong, but as far as they are concerned, it was the better option unless they put themselves in the person's shoes. The fact is that it doesn't make the option right no matter. We actually have a direct question here. Dingiswayu, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Says, good night to the panel. If a person is raped and wasn't able to implement the Plan B morning after pill, and the woman finds out she's pregnant, should she keep the baby even though it may remind her of the trauma she went through? I know we kind of discussed this in the earlies of the show, but maybe the person
Option could be abortion or, you know. Not
saying,
abortion, adoption,
yeah.
sorry. That you could carry the baby and then give it up for adoption.
like
So
and
yes, maybe I could go into a little more detail specifically for this question, if you wish. But what she's basically saying is that we did discuss this earlier, and we were saying maybe the person could consider adoption, having the baby and probably putting the baby up for adoption instead of taking the baby's life. Crystal says abortions is not an answer. If you plan not to ever have sex ever in life, okay. But being pregnant or getting pregnant is a blessing, and situations makes people second guess their choice. Okay, let me see. Okay, I just have like 3 more comments and then I'll get to the giveaway, alright? Kerwin Narayan, people have abortion sometimes because shame from their community saying she's pregnant, but having the abortion is the shame. True. Kenyan Will, another issue in the shame that goes with it. You know, some people is okay with having sex out of marriage, but don't get pregnant. What will people think? It's true.
Ask that again?
It was a comment.
Another
issue is the shame that goes with it. You know, some people is okay with having sex out of marriage, but don't get pregnant. What will people think? Which is true. Shaquille Cooper, I want to know why pro-choice arguments are heavily based on religious ideology, mainly Christianity or Islam. Some people may not know, but data shows that there is an alarming number of atheists throughout the world. As such, how do you make a pro-choice argument to an atheist without attempting to convert them? I await that argument. So that's probably something I could get into maybe in the last segment. So let me do my next giveaway. It's so hard. Okay, let me see. Crystal Ratiram, you are the winner of our 2-1 voice tickets. Congratulations to you. So you get one, and you get one for some special person that wants to come along and experience this really awesome show. So it's a show filled with spoken word and music, really great music. It's really entertaining, guys. And the cost of it is only $100 if you're interested in purchasing. We have artists like Antus Charlo, Ayana Gordon Wallace, Fahrenheit. We have spoken word from Devon Musgrave and a lot more, okay? So if you're interested in getting tickets, just message us, inbox us, and we can put you onto someone to get those tickets, all right? It's on the 29th of June at 6 p.m. Again, that's One Voice, unrestrained, all right? So congratulations to you, Crystal. You are the winner. You just got 2 free tickets for a really awesome show, okay? And feel free to share it with a group of maybe your other friends who you maybe want to come along with you with that other person, and y'all could have just big, awesome, great One Voice experience. So we're going to go back to Kyle now, back to the show. Yeah. Again, feel free to ask any questions, comments. We still have that giveaway from Kyle's Construction, right? That Bluetooth speaker. So Kyle, back to you.
Hey, awesome stuff right now. I guess maybe just to touch a little comment on his statement is that, you know, maybe the Christianity, Judaism, Islam, or any kind of thing like that, where they say introduce God to maybe your convictions. I don't think that's fully true, because, I mean, this is where we might have a disagreement that, you know, love is not something you could say is tangible. It's, you know, but anytime you enter the realm of love, of loving somebody, you can realize it can't be about self. It's not a selfish thing. So hence the reason when it comes to really and truly, if you're walking in love, you realize that to yourself, like how we actually explain it, it's actually a self. It's decision you made, and you realize that it's a decision not made on love, and that's how God called us to be. So many times people just wonder how you actually connect to God. How you know who's your true and living God is actually true love. When you actually start to realize what what love looks like, and you start to realize what love requires, you realize that's how I actually found Jesus. That's actually I realized, wait, now the words that this man's speaking, he's the only person who actually say, you heard it once before, love your enemies. Love those who love you.
And love your enemies.
Yeah, no, but before you say that, you heard it once before, love those who love you, and and then you realize, wait now, this man telling me to love my enemies, you never really hear anybody really, even in religion, before you hear them. If the enemy do them wherever, eye for an eye, that kind of, but they realize this man bring love to a whole level. Yeah. And then how I started to connect to God was I realized that Jesus, the words he's speaking is not normal. You can't come from that. He didn't bring, even you watch throughout history, you realize he's one of the persons who's most respected for his words, his quotes, his belief system. I think it's Gandhi who say, something with the Christians, but what it is they can't do is insult Jesus. So it means Christians live in their life, but you can't deny what the man was saying was really truthful things. Really, the reason I'm saying that is that when you actually start to discover love, you realize his words and his description of what love really is what we all want in our life.
Yeah.
We all want when things going bad in our life, our enemy to so hence the reason I'm saying all of that, right? Is that to make you see that if it is I wouldn't necessarily point it to religion just based on life and to get to that point, right? I say if it is a person really consider the life and they realize, wait now, this is a decision more than me. It's really a child I have, and you realize you can't just live in a realm of selfishness. When it comes to the choice, you realize it's beyond them. But anytime you're thinking about yourself alone, you realize the decision you're making based on your choice is all about you. And hence the reason you get into this realm of,
I think in terms of the question, the person was asking, they were saying, you could only use religion to justify not having an abortion, right?
Yeah.
I listen to BBC News all the time.
Right.
And right now there are scientists with a lot of equipment looking for life on Mars. And what they're doing is they're describing the characteristics of what life, how is determined if there's life.
Right.
If the organism could reproduce certain things, right? And the things they were describing to how you know if there's life on Mars, move the equipment back to a woman's belly, and you'll find those same characteristics in the beginning stages of a child.
Yeah.
So I would say without religion,
Correct, yeah.
is what is happening in this woman's belly the first signs of life? And the answer would be yes.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, ending our life.
Yeah, because you can't argue religion with an atheist or morality or even love, I would say, because, if you're atheist, what's love to you?
Well, the point I'm going to say that is doctors actually believe in abortions too. So that's the reason. So even though they will come to a point where they say the fetus is not alive.
Could they say to find life is if it have movement, if they think moving.
And I remember doing an ultrasound at how many weeks, boy? 4 weeks. Listen, the baby was like a pea, like this.
Yeah.
Right? When I just found out I was pregnant, I can't remember how much weeks it was, right? But it was, and I remember seeing a heartbeat. I was in amazement. So you're seeing this little thing like literally like a pea, like a red bean. That's how it looked, like a red bean, no form. And you were actually seeing the heart flickering, and I was like in amazement. So if there's a heartbeat at that stage, then that's a life.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I mean? And scientists would well, we were reading it earlier that a baby is fully formed, at how many weeks?
7.
Most of the
7 weeks is here, I think.
7 weeks? 7 weeks? No, 20.
24 weeks.
24 weeks.
24, sorry, I'm making,
right?
I'm
everything may not be totally developed, but everything is formed. The baby, arms, eyes, eyelids, eyelashes, everything at that stage. And, if you could see a heartbeat, so, when the baby is, I guess that small. To me, that's just amazing. That's life. Yeah. If it have a heartbeat there, but,
That's one point I don't say that whether they say that as a fetus, they would say that, So hence the reason that they're doctors.
So
and
if they go on the same Mars and they see these things happening, would they just say that's a fetus and they would say it's life?
It's just ultimately evil.
It's wicked, or they're too wicked.
Yeah.
Benny, reach down to the
sorry.
point.
He sounds just start talking about.
Reach down to the point now, I guess, of Sarana, where you made these choices, and now today, lifetime went on. Because how much years ago? 10?
11 years ago.
11, yeah. Now you have another son.
Yes.
How old is Ethan now?
Ethan is 3 years old.
3 years old, right? And
that doctor told you the last time that it'd be very
he said it would
hard
be difficult
for you to
have a
baby.
child, and
Wow. So one of the interesting things in the Bible, in God's opinion, or not necessarily God's opinion, is like a story we read in the Bible, right? It's actually from Mary and Elizabeth. That when Mary had when she got pregnant, one of the first things she did was she left to go to Elizabeth, right?
Yeah.
No, this is just in a couple weeks, right? There's not like no long term she get pregnant, right? And then that's what really reverse in the Bible.
Yeah.
Just get us idea, right? At that time, Mary got ready and hurried down to the town in the hill of country of Judea, where she entered Zacharias' home and greeted Elizabeth. When Elizabeth heard Mary's greeting, the baby leapt in her womb, and Elizabeth was filled with the Holy Spirit. Now, when you just hear this, right? The moment she realized, wait now, not even she, right? The baby inside her womb. Now, she was just like a couple months before pregnant. Before Mary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before she just hear Mary talk, and the baby leapt in her womb. The reason being, if it continue, I want to read on the whole thing, is that she realized that Jesus was in the womb of Mary, right?
Yeah.
And he realized, which is John the Baptist, realized that, wait
Yeah.
now. So the point I'm trying to make, right, is that many times people think that, like we're trying to say that where life begins, some people might
Yeah.
say life begin maybe when the baby born, that they would realize that this baby could hear. The baby, just from the greeting, they realize, whoa, this is, Jesus within this womb. And the Bible says the baby left for joy in the mother's womb, right? So many times people just get this concept where they think, well, hey, watch me, they'll have, like what we're trying to say, they'll have a life in there. But we believe that there's a life even before that. Remember, we believe that God said before he's even formed in your mother's womb, I created you, I knew you, I knew the plans. But we see actually a practical thing that like that in the Bible where, just imagine you just talking and your belly kicking. But they were so different. You might have just say your belly kicking, but they knew it was something beyond. That was actually something, it was not something natural was happening there, right? Now, the reason I bring up that, right, is that Sarana, you said that the one that you say you came and you came for Cohen prayed for you and
For about, I would say about 4 years after, probably 5 years after all of the abortions and everything, I still carried around the guilt and the condemnation of what I did, and I was never really free because I felt like I killed someone. That's how I felt, because I knew there was life. And I understood what God was saying. So I walked around with the guilt and stuff. And what I had to do was really forgive myself, understanding that God had forgiven me. And when I forgive myself, whatever I was prayed for, the pastor actually called me up talking about that same similar situation. Well, talking about the actual situation where I had issues forgiving myself for the abortions that I did and stuff. But ever since I was a child, I always wanted a girl child. And well, I have 2 boys today and no girls. So it was always something I wanted. And that day when the pastor prayed for me, I felt a sense of freedom. I felt at peace with myself finally. But not only that, I felt that God showed me a vision that I had 4 daughters in heaven, and they were just there with Jesus, just playing. And it was the most awesome thing. And I think that's what really brought the freedom, to know that, hey, I will see them again.
Nice.
So yeah, that's awesome.
The reason why, because many times people think just have, like we say, as a real life. So you guys, and if it is, we believe it's a real life where so just encourage any mother out there who might be listening, right? The first thing I'll let you know that, I know maybe you made a bad decision, and like Sarana say, that is something, serious that, at some point in time you had a forgiveness is something, it would come up some point in time in your life about faith. Maybe, like I say, what do you think you needed forgiveness for yourself too, not just in general?
I needed to forgive myself, because I didn't forgive myself after I knew what I did. I walked around with that for years, and I didn't forgive myself. And but I was coming to church, and I was hearing the word of God, and I knew that God died for my sins, and I was forgiven, but I was not forgiving myself.
Right.
So that's why I kept on feeling that way. But when I forgave myself and I was prayed for, that's when everything was released. But the freedom really came when I saw that vision. That's when I released it. I was really crying. I broke down in tears and everything. But when I saw that vision is when I felt, wow, okay, I could let it go now. Because I know that I will see them one day.
All right. And even though you made your mistakes, that God, God is beyond us. You know what I mean?
That's the case for even if you have a miscarriage too.
Well, I now want to add that
well,
it's
one
interesting
of them was a miscarriage.
but it's really 3 abortions they had,
3
and then
abortions.
one was an abortion.
That was mind-blowing too, because I had 3 abortions, but I saw 4 little girls in the dream.
Right.
It was like God was saying, don't worry. That's exactly what I heard. Don't worry about it. The girls are with me, and you will see them.
Right. No, this is not, you consider you're losing your abortion as like maybe a child, and the miscarriage as a child, or maybe asking.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because
at that time, of course. At that time, I knew fully that it was alive. By that time, I knew it was alive, so I knew it was a child.
Oh, it's interesting to know that, so Sarana, you have 6 children?
6.
No, if you're a mother listening out there and you actually kind of a child, you actually had, a miscarriage, that do not think to yourself that I don't have it. So when it's Mother's Day come out, especially if you're a husband and you're married to a woman,
and maybe
she miscarriage, celebrate with her.
I would hope that husbands are married to women.
Yeah.
I would
Sorry, yeah, but you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, in this day and age, you can't.
But yeah, I encourage you to celebrate with your wife because it's a real thing. When you die, don't think to yourself that wait, my child don't exist. Because the point in the platform we're trying to get out to see, right, is that the life is beyond even just being born in natural.
Yeah.
It actually starts off as a spiritual thing first. Huh?
You're actually going to spend more time with that child in heaven than on earth.
True.
Yeah.
You have an
If you think
eternity
about
with
it.
your 4 daughters.
Well, that's why I can't let Satan drag it on a road.
Well,
because some people in
too.
that situation could go down
I'm
a...
sure you will see that.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
actually
you're
talking
fine,
to God
but
about
it's so big. That's
Yeah.
what people.
it had a
Okay,
It's
man.
No,
Yeah.
well, it had a particular person I was talking to, and he was real trying with his wife to have a child, and he couldn't, and it really had him bothered, and I believe they had like miscarriages and things now. And in my personal time, I was talking to God, 'cause I was like, God, wow, boy, this guy really sad and thing. And God really told me that if he would see the moment when he enter heaven and he greeted by his children that passed away, he would realize, wow, I didn't get to spend time with them on earth, but I'm a father now. The thing he always wanted, he actually is. And he probably don't recognize it. And God said he actually going to spend more time with his child in heaven than on earth. And sometimes you go through tragedies on earth and things didn't really work out. But thank God for Jesus that, hey, at least we have a hope, boy. Because you know why it is that the child dead and no hope, nothing. Only Christ could actually give you hope in such a tragic situation.
Very true, yeah.
Because it's interesting. It's the same. I mean, there's some people who actually child are born and like say first couple of weeks they die. I mean, it's the same scenario that a baby.
That is your
with the
chance to
Lord.
hug up your child or just say, sorry, and then hug them up. That is you're actually going to see them.
It
So
had
awesome.
actually once, one time in like a service, that was actually a couple months ago. In preaching, I just saw something with a woman. Wouldn't call her name in Champion. And it was just 2 people. One person responded. I know it wasn't for that person though. I actually saw like a boy, and I hear the Lord say to give the woman a hug. That's why I hear, right? But I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what to say. But afterwards, the person did not respond. Somebody else responded. But I knew it wasn't for that person.
Yeah.
But it was for this person. And after I asked the person, and she told me how she had miscarriages. And she never had a child up to this day. And the Lord just wanted her to know that one day, she will have a son in heaven. That because sometimes you can live a life where you turn 50-something, 60-something, and you never actually had a child, but you might have a miscarriage. And it's just interesting to know God's perspective on certain things. Even I know we talk more like even abortions and miscarriage up to this day, but even the same scenario when, like let's say parents die, sometimes people just end up in this hopeless state where they don't realize one day they're going to actually get to see their family member again, and they're actually going to see that person.
I was just thinking about that. Actually, I was thinking about, not only would I see my mother had a twin sister who died she died at like 2 weeks. She lived for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm going to meet my
with
aunt.
your mom?
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
okay.
twin aunt
Yeah.
too. My mommy and my twin aunt.
That's awesome. And how old is your aunt? What the difference? I think the aunt I know now. No, the aunt that I know now. The one who...
my aunt who's alive.
Yeah, she older or younger?
She's younger. She's 10 years younger than my mother.
Whoa, that's a big gap, boy.
Yeah,
But anyhow,
10
that's
years
like
younger.
Serrano too.
Yeah.
That's like a big gap for the thing. Anyhow, so Serrano, like maybe if there's somebody listening out there, with something you encourage them with, to maybe tell them, I mean, our lady who had 3 abortions and miscarriage, and the doctors tell you it's not possible, but then time passed and now you have a son. What is something maybe you would like to share before,
I would say to believe in God and to have hope in what Jesus did. If you did have an abortion, I would say start by forgiving yourself because you are forgiven. And I would definitely say you would see them again.
Right.
Yeah.
I think actually you have to start by seeing it as something, because some people haven't even come to the point of seeing it as a sin or like I did something. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
they see it as
that's the first thing, because if you're not going to see it as a life, then you're not going to feel then you wouldn't have any feeling,
Yeah.
But it's definitely a life, I could tell you now. I have a son now, he's 3 years old, and he is just the most amazing little boy. And I cannot imagine. Sometimes I think about it, and when I'm spending time with Ethan, I would be like, wow, so this is what I gave up on.
Yeah.
And I think too, I mean, I'm in a place of peace now, and I forgive myself and stuff, but it still will cross my mind at times, wow, so this is what I give up on, because it's a whole life, it's a whole life, it's a whole baby to hug up and play with and kiss up.
4 more, you know.
Yeah.
And you know,
So
I guess you make a great point too. Is that like you say about your fear? I want to find this interesting, right? That you listen to like a lot of people. Where's the page online that we could refer to people to? That you send me, Nikki. Life Action, right? I hear a lot of people's stories about their parents maybe wanted to abort them.
Right.
And now today, like you say now, maybe, you know, you think about, like say one of them, right? You think really honestly asking today, right? That you look back on life. Like you say, one of those girls, right? Would you honestly think that they would have a hard life? That where in your thought would that be so bad where they would not make it out, and when they look back? You know, you might look at the situation now and you think that this is going to be the worst case. And some children come from bad backgrounds and they have a successful life beyond, you know what I mean? And they actually come and they make a way for their parents to have a better life too. So, you know what I mean? Now, where they go, they get educated, and they actually pull their mother and their whole family out of a scenario. So do you ever look at life as a option to say, well, this is so terrible and it's so bad where I can't raise a child? Yeah.
Nothing is hopeless. That's how I see it. There is hope once you're alive. There are options, there are things. It have nothing like being hopeless once you're alive.
Yeah.
To me, I think once God willing to give you a child, I mean, unless you're in an extreme condition, you're in the desert or something, I think God is always find a way, make a way for you to survive.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, even if it's just bread or something.
Even in a desert, remember, Jesus was born in a stable. Remember, he's in it all over the place.
Actually, very recently, my dad told me that when my mom found out when my mother got pregnant, they weren't married, and she was 20 or 21. And he said the first discussion, the first talk was abortion, because even though they were together and going steady, they weren't ready financially. And so that was the first, that was like the first talk then. And then he said, well, Mommy can't defend herself now, but it's okay. He said, he was like, nah, no matter how hard the situation is. And actually, he kind of referred to his life. He's like, my mother had so much children, and yes, things was hard, but look how I turn out now.
Yeah.
And, I mean, look how I turn out, So, I said.
Let's not
So it's selfish. It's actually all about the person carrying. It's a very selfish decision.
And what I would like to say about that too is that, well, I had my first son at 6. I got pregnant at 16 and had him at 17. His dad was never there. I mean, when Elijah was born, his dad left. He does not live here in Trinidad. And he never helped me financially or anything, but every step of the way, God made a way. Now that I look back and I could see it every step of the way, we did not go without food, we did not go without clothes. We had everything that we needed every step of the way. So now I could see, wow, God is faithful now. He provided everything I needed. So I would definitely say that the situation is never as bad as we think and as hopeless as we feel it is. The truth is, God will provide. Because the right thing to do is to bring the life into the world, and God will make a way in that situation now. Whatever situation you are facing, God is going to be faithful once you bring that child into the world. Recently, I had a friend who was considering having an abortion. And I begged her to talk to the friend. Now, it's not somebody I know, right? And I told her, please tell her, don't have an abortion, that's taking her life, everything. And I even went as far to tell her, hear what? When she make the baby, bring the baby by me. I will financially help her, because people really do not see it like that, but it is a life, and it's a precious life to God. Every life is precious to God. So I think no matter how hard the situation seems, no matter how hopeless you think, I think you're going to have to trust God and see Him work it out.
And it's a weird thing, because many times people who in that scenario, who they think, well, they have life so bad, really and truly, the scenario not so bad to say, well, they can't bring a life. It's just that what they realize is that when they look at their life and they see it now, it's 18, I can't go to school, I can't do this. This is what they said. They start to measure their life based on this life. And they don't realize that is not how life going to play out or work out for most people in the world, right? So what it is really come down to selfish, right? They realize, I might be anywhere in the world because I have a child. So, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's such a sad thing when the world becoming that they realize being just a mother is a great accomplishment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
that
just a great...
child could be a great blessing too.
Yeah, of course.
That's not, you know,
Yeah.
to your life.
Yeah.
You know.
It's actually, you have... would you say your daughter taught you a lot? I mean, about within your character, to more that a lot of things adjusted in your life, you grew?
Yes.
Yeah.
Plenty. And she helps me to be a better person.
A better
But, you know,
person.
especially when she was
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah.
Now still, but you know when you're smaller, okay, adults, let me be real, this is the name of the show, right? Adults tell these white lies every day. Like, you know, things that you even take for granted. It's like not even like somebody call and you didn't answer the first time. So when they call back, say, oh, she has on the shower. And she'd be like, Mommy, no. Why would you lie? You know, that's an example like that. So to her, it's like, why lie?
Yeah.
Just tell them they couldn't come to the phone.
Yeah, I ain't feel the call.
Right? And she would constantly correct me growing up, different things. Like when I drive in, how I would speak, Mommy, you don't have to speak like that. And I'm like, you know, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Up to today, she will still correct me and help me and, you know, talk to me. So, like, she's a great, great blessing, you know, in 100 million ways. That's just one way, but she's a blessing, yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
How about yourself, Sarana?
I definitely would say the same. I mean, when I was younger, when I had Elijah and stuff, I thought, you know, it would have been hard, it was difficult and stuff, but Elijah actually helped me to grow into the person that I am today too. He was part of the reason why I chose to live for God, because I knew there were going to be changes that I would have to make, choices I would have to make, and a lot of the choices I made was actually for him, for his life.
Yeah.
So it definitely made, you know, complete sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and back in your life and
Yeah,
that kind of
it was
way, right? You know, so we have to go now online. Yes, Eva.
Okay, all right. So let us see. Diane Lewis, she says, great show, guys. Thank you, Diane, and thanks for tuning in. Rini Bisundial, she says, amen. That's so beautiful. Diane Lewis says, God bless her heart. Sarana, a lot of the comments are for you. Amen for Christ, Ruth Joseph. Sorry.
I just wild I see when she go and read it.
Lisa Beckles, I thank God for your freedom and that vision. Let's see. Theresa says, you're an overcomer. You are so blessed, daughter. Crystal says, I'm glad you feel better about your situation. It is really a hard feeling of loss. I myself lost a baby boy at 4 weeks after my twins. Crystal actually commented earlier. I think she said she has 5 children, twins, and then a boy and a girl, I think. Sorry, I can't remember. I'll have to look for the comment. I don't want to lose her comment right now. Nixie train more. It is really... it is really a hard feeling of loss. I myself lost a baby boy at 14 weeks after my twins, and with all I prayed to have him, I was given 27th of July to give birth. But instead, I conceived my baby girl, my 3-year-old. That's awesome stuff, man. Richard McKnight says, Sarana, thank you for your courage and strength to come live on the show and share your story. Your testimony will give others the strength to come forward, face their fears, and know that there's hope and life after abortion. There is hope once there is life. Sidika Diaz, this will inspire a lot of women. Lisa Beckel says, oh my, picture no Nika Narayan. I thank God they kept you.
What a horrible word it would have been.
Sure. Sidika Diaz, very informative topic today. Ruth Joseph says, amen. So true. Holy section. Kenyon will. The fact is really determining. What am I saying wrong? Something feels weird when I... What is a human and when life begins? My understanding of what makes us different from animals is our DNA. A baby in the womb at 2 days old possesses human DNA and also possesses life. Thus, in my opinion, God's opinion, a 2-day-old fetus is human.
That's right.
Ruth Joseph says we are all overcomers. Kenyon says, and this is from a secular argument. I think that's probably what he was mentioning.
Before.
Ruth Joseph, may God give you the strength to carry on every day. Great stuff. Thanks, guys, so much for your comments. This is a wrap for me. Kyle, I'm sure probably still has something to say because you always have something extra to say. But let me give away my, I shouldn't say my, it's actually Kyle's Constructions. Bluetooth speaker. Let me see. Sadiqa Diaz, you are the winner of our Bluetooth speaker. Guys, it's sponsored by none other than Kyle's Construction, okay? So for all of your demolition, whether it be topsoil, gravel, excavation, the jackhammer, guys, anything you can think of. And this man, he is very talented at what he does. I've seen him do things with tobacco that you wouldn't even think a man could do with tobacco. That just goes to show you how talented he really is. So anything you want done, just give him a call. He works ridiculous hours, so your job will definitely get done, okay? So that number you're calling is 385-2775. Just ask for the Baco Man, or you could ask for Alberto Mendez. Also, once again, I want to remind you all of our One Voice production. You can call this number. Let me get the number for you. 373-3563 for tickets. That number again is 373-3563. You can ask for Krista. It's One Voice, unrestrained, really awesome stuff. Spoken word, live artists is a lot of fun. Probably usually the ones that I've been to before, we usually have like a live concert, something like that. It's just real fun, guys. So if you're interested, just give that number a call, okay? And it's just $100 for tickets. It's more than worth $100, I can assure you, all right? And we have great artists, Fahrenheit. We also have spoken word by Davon Musgrave, all right? We're gonna go back to Kyle now. And real quick, guys, before we go back, I mean, anybody, sometimes there could even be people right now viewing, and we don't know it. There could be people viewing right now who's probably considering an abortion and stuff like that. But I want you to feel free to inbox us, message us, anything you want to do. If you think that there's some way that you want to reach out to us, or if you want to reach out to us for someone else, feel free to do that. Our shows are always up on the page. And if you're considering abortion, do it. I mean, babies are such a blessing, because I mean, I have no babies, but I have nephews and I have nieces, and the cool thing is my nephews, they can't even talk yet, and they are a blessing to my life, boy. Like, it have days, if I have like a hard day or something, or I'm feeling a certain way, sometimes I will just go and look at my nephew and I would give him a hug and I'll feel so much better. It's just so cool having those little humans. Even one of my nephews, he lives away and I don't get to see him, but I miss him. I literally miss him, and he's coming soon. I can't wait to see him. And I have another nephew that I've never met before. And I could just go on and on about how awesome babies are because of my nephews. And my nieces. So guys, if you're considering abortion, please, I'm begging you, don't do it, right? Like Sarana said, there's hope once there's life. God will definitely provide. Sarana, herself stated that she spoke about Elisha, how she didn't have certain things and God just literally provided. So there's hope, all right? Just trust God and believe in God that there will be a way there. God will literally make a way. And feel free to reach out to us, okay? In case you wanted to talk about something you didn't feel comfortable to do it on an open forum like this, feel free to message us, all right? Our shows, again, are always here. If you liked what you saw tonight, be sure to give us a thumbs up, like it, heart it, whatever you do on the social media stuff. And remember to subscribe, okay? And you can click on the live notification. So every time we go live, you will not miss one of our awesome shows. And that's it from me and my babbling. We're going to go back to Kyle now.
Babbling.
Good night,
Yes,
everyone.
Babbling. You know, as we close off, you know, like one of the big points of the show was really linked to forgiveness. Like, you know, many times there are people who might really need to forgive themselves, or they just need to, you know, experience that maybe that word that let them know that, you know, there's life beyond, you know, even your life. You know, because even though you take a life, that sometimes people think that it's a hopeless situation. But I hear words like the doctor say that you can't have a child again because it did this situation. But you hear today that there's more to come, right? You know, so I asked Unika if maybe we could pray in our area for anybody who might be listening, who might not even comment, who might have secret thoughts, because people, the reality is you have to go and do what you do in secret. Nobody really, there's how much people really know that has really happened to you outside of us and maybe the whole world today. But
Probably only me and him at the time.
yeah, and that is like a secretive thing that is deep and something hard for some people to deal with, and it's not something people are just willing to come out and share just like that, you know what I mean? Or even live with the thoughts of, wait, now I could actually have a child today, and you know, so I know if you want to pray and that is it, yeah?
Okay. Yes, hallelujah. Father, I thank you, O God, that you are a God that is full of mercy and you love us, O God.
Yes, Lord.
And I thank you, O God, that you sent your son Jesus to die for our sins, to die that we could be forgiven. And Father, today, if there's anybody who is looking at this show who might have had an abortion in the past and they're still in a state of guilt and condemnation, I pray, God, that they would know that you are your throne is open, that the mercy seat is there, that they could come boldly, that they can ask for forgiveness.
Yes, Lord.
And Father, I thank you, O God, that you will extend your love towards them and forgiveness, that actually, God, you said you will wash them as white as snow, as though it never happened, O God.
Yes, Lord.
And Father, I pray, O God, that you would touch the hearts of any woman who might be watching this show now who may have gone through having an abortion and have not forgiven themselves. And I pray, O God, that they would feel your love, that they would know that you love them and that they can come to you, O God. And I pray, O God, that you would wipe away the pain, even the memories of it, God.
Yes,
and I pray that they'd be able to see themselves in the future with a new life, Father, free from any thoughts of the past, oh God, with children, with a family, oh God.
Yes, Lord.
And Father, I pray, I thank you, oh God, for the opportunity to minister to them tonight, oh God.
Father.
And Father, I pray for those who might still be in ignorance and not understanding that it's a life, oh God, that they would come to the light, that they would come to know you, that they would come to an understanding of who you are, and what exactly life is and what you have given to us, oh God, in a woman when she's pregnant, oh God. And Father, I pray that you would open their eyes, Lord, touch their lives, touch their hearts, oh God.
Yes, Lord.
And I thank you, Father, for doing it. I thank you for each person that was touched tonight. I thank you for Sarana and her openness, God. I thank you that
Yes, Lord.
you have blessed her life and brought her to this place today, oh God, and even more blessings ahead for her, oh God. I thank you for this show. I thank you for each person on this panel and Ava too, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Eva, I get a special shout out. Amen. Let me give Jesus a round of applause. Yeah? You know, the powerful stuff. I encourage everybody when you get a chance, just a thought when you're praying. You know, imagine that the Bible says that John the Baptist, from his womb, the Holy Spirit was with him. Yeah. So imagine the Holy Spirit could be with a child in your womb when you're born and you just abort that. The whole plan, that whole, you know, and you abort God's purpose and you realize that there's more to life than beyond you. But anyhow, tonight, thank everybody for viewing. If you have any suggestions for the future topics, you all could leave it in the comment stream or inbox us. You know, a lot of people have been asking for all kind of different topics, you know, so we encourage everybody to, you know, shoot us up. I encourage you all to like the Facebook, yeah. not in this kind, not in this way. Shoot us up on Facebook. You all have a great night. We out in Jesus' name.
Thank you so much for being part of the show. I hope you really enjoyed it. You can go on over to our YouTube channel and click subscribe. You can also click on that bell at the bottom and you'll be able to get live notifications. For our Facebook viewers, remember to like, comment, and share, guys. Thank you so much for being part of the show. And if you'd like to come on down and be part of our live audience, we are located at number 12 Anna Street, Woodbrook. Have a great night. Thank you for being part of the show. Good night.